Hey everyone, it's Mari. I'm back today with the 12 by 12 process using the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams collection. And I think that this is probably my all-time favorite Maggie Holmes collection. I really love it. I'm going to be starting off here today with this really pretty pattern paper as my background. And when I saw this paper, I knew that I would be using it as a background for a layout just because it's really subtle. The tones are very muted in it. And so it just creates a perfect background for a layout since it's not too bold but it just has enough pattern there for interest's sake. And I really love the pattern. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is definitely super interesting. And I'm going to be just taking a whole bunch of different washi tapes from my stash. And I'm going to just be taking them and tearing them in basically, I guess, sort of half. And I just want a really messy tear, not a perfect tear, obviously. And I'm just trying to create a little bit of an uneven edge on my washi. And then I'm going to create a strip of washi tape strips, a strip of strips, say that 10 times, down the right side of my page here as kind of like a place to draw the eye to for where I'm going to be putting my photograph. So I just actually took, I believe it's 4 different kinds of washi there. And I'm just going to take and use each one twice, just alternating back and forth in the same pattern from top to bottom. And I'm going to just make each of the different strips a little bit different in length, or at least put them down so that they are not exactly lined up. And I just want it to be kind of random and distressed looking. I really love that washi tape with the little gold, the pink with the little gold polka dot. And I think some of these are from Michaels. And I actually, to be honest with you, I don't really know where I got all of the washis. Some might be from kits from the past as well. And like most of us, I do have a little basket in my craft room of washi tapes. I don't use them often enough, and I just thought today, why not do this and use some of them? They are really cool. Washi tape is really fun to use, and so I just thought I would get some of that down today. Now these little dies I'm going to be using here, these little die cuts, are from a die from Simon Says Stamp. I don't remember the name of it. If I think of it, I will put it in the description below. But it's just a little flower die from, like I said, Simon Says Stamp. And I do try to use, I like to use as many of my different supplies and tools that I have in my scrap room on my scrapbooking layouts as I possibly can, because as we know, these supplies are super expensive and I don't want them just to be sitting there. So I do make a lot of cards, but I just like to try to use some of my different tools for both processes, both scrapbooking and card making. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking some Liquitex gesso and I'm using the opaque gesso here. I'm putting it down with my silicone spatula and just putting that down over, kind of not all the way over top of all of the washi, but kind of over to more to the left of the washi, or on the left side of the washi tape. And I'm just going to create a base there for some mixed media. So I'm going to use some inklings from Shimmers. I don't have all of the inklings colors. I have probably, I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 little of the little jars of inklings. And I do really love the colors that I have. This is my all-time favorite and it's called Blew My Mind. What I really love about it is that it has a little bit of gold sheen in it, which is a really cool property. And I'm going to use quite a bit of gold on this layout, which you saw in that washi tape that I put down. Actually, 2 of the washis, the white one and the pink, both have gold. And so I really love the idea of using this inklings that has that gold in it. And of course there are those blue tones in the paper as well. So I really like this color for behind my photograph. Now I'm also going to use this Sheer Bliss inklings as well. That's going to add mostly just a little bit of really pretty shine. And I really love it's very neutral and quite muted as well, but it also has a little bit of sheen to it, and I love that. I love this one. So I'm going to just put that down with the plastic and then also just splatter it on there a little bit here and there. And when the light hits that, it will just really pick it up and it will shine. So I like that. I'm going to just take some of my liquid glue and stick my die cuts down now. And I just wanted to I want to put them just in 3 areas, kind of like a little bit of a triangle. Not exactly a triangle, but sort of. They're not lined up basically. So they're going down the side of the layout in 3 different little areas, kind of like in a little bit of a zigzag. So I gave each one of the little flowers a leaf as well, a little leaf cluster. And those are all part of the same die set. And I just cut those, I think I cut them on some mixed media paper just so that they're a little bit heavier. If you use just some regular cardstock, they're quite a bit lighter. It's fine, you can do that too, but I just like the weight of the mixed media paper, so it just makes them a little bit heavier. And still, just every once in a while, I just put that photo down to see where I want it. You can see I've created a photo mat there using, first of all, a little plastic or acetate there with the gold glitter dots. And then I've got some tissue paper and then just some 6x6 paper from the Chasing Dreams collection. And behind there in black and white and some pinks and some different patterns. And just to create some interest in that photo layer, I'm going to glue that down so that it sticks to all that mixed media behind there. I also showed you that tape runner that I'm using there. If I remember, I will link that up. This is a tape runner that I mentioned in a couple of videos ago that I had ordered from Simon Says Stamp. It's the one that Jennifer McGuire mentioned in one of her recent videos to replace her Tombow dot runner. I've been using the Tombow dot runner for quite a while and I really love it, but we can't get the refills anymore, so I switched over to this one. So far I do really like this one. I just forget the name of it. I think it's Japanese, but like I said, if I remember, I will link that up. Now I'm just going to take this tiny little cut apart sheet from the 6x6 pad, and I'm going to cut a few little pieces off of here to try them as layers, where I'm going to be putting those over on the left side of my photo mat. And just try a couple of different ones here before I find a couple that I like. I'm going to take my little stapler and staple that in just for a little extra texture as well. And I'll end up just putting a few little bits and pieces in that same little cluster area. Just going to finish sticking down some of the layers of my photo mat as well. And I'm going to try another little piece off of this cut apart sheet as well. This one I think says dreams are for chasing on it, and I really like that, putting that in there. This photograph that I'm using in my layout today is a photo from Bailey's nursing grad just about a year ago already. Wow, that time flew by. And this is a picture of her and Jordan's girlfriend. And I'm just documenting here how these two have become really good friends. And Paul, Jordan's girlfriend, she's just a sweetheart. We just love her. And she and Bailey have become really close friends. And Bailey doesn't have a sister, sadly. I wish she did, but she does not. So it's just really nice that her and Paul have become friends, and I like that. I think it's really nice for the two of them. Paul doesn't have a sister either. She only has brothers. So it's nice for them to be able to have each other. So that's cool. Now I'm just taking a chipboard piece from the, this is from the little chipboard sheet, not the bigger chipboard sheet, but the smaller, what is it? I think it's 12 by 4, something like that sheet. And I like that word lovely as part of the title. And so I'm just going to stick that down. And now I'm going to take a look at some other little bits and pieces from the collection that I can add into the layout. I don't end up leaving, or I don't end up using that little camera sticker. I take the butterfly off of there for a little while, but I eventually add the butterfly back on. once I have a chance to look at the layout for a bit. I don't know what you guys are like when you're scrapbooking, but I like to leave my layouts to sort of sit, and I'll come back to them for, I don't know, a few hours if I have that much time when I'm creating a layout, and check them out and look at them and see if I still like it the way that it is and so on. And it's funny, I don't know, I guess I just need to take my eyes off of it for a little bit and come back to it with some fresh eyes. And so I do end up adding that butterfly back onto the layout a little bit later, once I have all of the other little bits and pieces on it and I decide to leave it. So I'm adding these little plus signs from the chipboard sheet, the large chipboard sheet. And I just like how they add a little more black detail to the layout, and just a little bit of more, just extra detail all over the place, I guess. And I'm going to just take a few other little bits and pieces from some sticker sheets, and I add some little phrase stickers in here and there. You'll also see that I add a little cluster up to the top, at the top left hand corner of the layout, and I don't think I got it on camera. One of the things that you'll notice when you watch my process videos is I will do some things off camera, and oftentimes what happens for me is I am trying to shorten my process down as much as I possibly can, because my upload speed is very, very bad. I live out in the country. I don't have good 100% wonderful internet service, and my upload speed is really, really slow. So for me to upload an 11-minute video takes basically about 2 hours, and if I don't have 2 hours to do that, it gets a little bit tricky. So I do try to shorten my process up as much as I can. So there you can see I added a little button, I added that little cluster up to the top, and you'll be able to see some close-up shots right away here with some still photos. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I had a lot of fun creating this layout, and this Maggie Holmes collection is so pretty. I just love it. And I'll see you again another time as I just show you here the other little bits and pieces of my layout. Bye-bye, and I'll see you again.